Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to FightNet Radio.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
But it's a fact. You know what I mean? How dare them even challenge me, these fighters? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? With their primitive boxing skills. You know what I mean? They're as good as dead.
Hi everyone, welcome to Fight Net Radio live, ringside, StubHub, triple headers. Go to toprank.tv, go watch the replay. Definitely a great evening. I'm in the middle of my main event. Miguel Marriaga taking on Oscar Valdez. We're in round 3. Miguel is all game in the first couple of rounds here, Andrew. It's quite an entertaining little fight. And if you hear anything in the background, that's the Colombian play-by-play, just a couple of seats over. We got Bradley ringside. So I've got a Bradley. Let's start with my observations of the day. Bradley's left eye looks horrible. Horrible.
What do you mean by that? Black eye or?
No, it's a little
scar
bit
tissue.
There's a lot of scar tissue, and it looks a little bit closed. Like, I don't see Timothy Bradley doing too much more in the near future. I just don't. Based on, for any Timothy Bradley fan out there that actually cared. We just started round 3. Oscar and Miguel are just going back at it. It's a great fight. They're going back and forth.
Lee.
Yeah.
If you can get close to Timothy Bradley, I would like his thoughts on a matchup against Sean Porter. We know Sean Porter won earlier tonight. We'll talk about that obviously, but that's been a dream fight of mine, and I would like to know if you can ask him later, see what his thoughts on Sean Porter showdown, if he would be open to that.
I will. Now that we're tight, we've been here all day sweating it out in the sun. First part of our day was in the blazing sun this afternoon. Let's start with the Showtime card and Hatley and Porter. So there's a lot of bad blood going into that fight. Bad blood at the weigh-ins. Bad blood in history in Texas, the whole 9.
Charlo and Hatley?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. Yes, that was a co-main event.
The co-main event of the evening. Hatley talks tons of crap going into the fight. Right?
Right.
Charlo beats him like a redheaded stepchild.
You know, Lee, this was a no-win situation. I talked about it before the fight. Hatley, we knew absolutely nothing about. One thing I didn't like to hear when the bell started, Lee, is that he was dropped 6 times before getting the championship shot. Because he's fought absolutely nobody. So who dropped this dude 6 times?
Right.
So I already knew what to expect. Second round he hurts him. Third round he drops some. This was survival from about 4 minutes into the fight.
Yeah, that's what it felt like watching it.
And this is what the Jamal and Jamal need to try to avoid. You see, back in the day, remember Chavez? Chavez Sr. always used to get a bunch of crap because they said he fought nothing but contenders. But he fought contenders and champions in the same year. These two, they got to stop bringing these guys out of nowhere. Yes, the dude had a decent record, but then when you're told that he was dropped 6 times and you see him, basically he could not stop a right hand.
Yeah.
His contender stripes really go away, right? Everything that you said about him coming in, now he's a nobody and he has no chin. That's what you beat tonight. That's fact. When you're dropped 6 times, Lee, and you've never fought for a title, you have no chin. What happened?
Yeah, okay, hold on. Miguel got a little saucy at the end of the round with Oscar. Of course, we have a highly Hispanic crowd here that is not digging the Colombians' action.
Now, who's winning the fight?
The what?
Who's winning?
Actually, the unofficial scorecard ringside, we have Miguel winning the fight currently. Do you still have Miguel winning the fight?
I do 2-1.
I just happen to be sitting next to a beat writer from Pound for Pound, if you can believe that.
Very nice.
And are you allowed to be on microphone?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Introduce yourself.
That's fine. My name is Carlos Cordoba, and I write for poundforpound.com.
Very
He
nice.
happens to know the people we know, if you know what I mean, which means we should make a
Bill.
short joke about Bill right about here.
Oh, don't say joke. Don't. Will you not
Why
get
can't
the
we?
man
Why
in
can't we
trouble?
make a short joke about Bill? He is short. The weather's different down there.
Oh
You
man.
can't trust leprechauns.
Bill.
Oh, Bill will never hear this. So we've been.
So
hanging
you
out-
think Oscar Valdez is losing the fight going
Oscar
into
Valdez
the fifth
is
round?
losing this fight currently, but
This is the fifth round now? We got
no.
Lee?
We're just starting round 4.
Round-
Oh, now Oscar's taking the round. 5 consecutive punches land 6. Ooh, 7. Oscar came back strong, and he hits hard.
Give me a good play-by-play, darn it.
Oscar's coming in leading with the jab. He's hitting hard. I'll give Miguel credit. He's trying to dig back to the body and make this interesting. But Valdez came out determined. He didn't like the exchange at the end of the previous round. They're kind of settling down, and Miguel's bringing back the heat again. But so far going into this, unless something changes, I'll keep you updated. Oh, good mix-up again, and Oscar plugging away. All right, let's work in quickly. Feelings on Hatley and Charlo. Where does Charlo go from here?
You know, he said he wants to unify, even though it sounded like he didn't want to. He just said it because he was supposed to. But we got to hope at some point that him and Lara are going to somehow find each other in the ring. Esrilandi Lara has been there for a while. None of these brothers, I guess, they have the same trainer. They're from the same stable. But at some point, you need to work that out. Someone needs to step away and let's make this money. Let's give the fights the fight the fans really want to see. And that's really Lara versus Charlo. It doesn't matter. His brother just moved up to middleweight. So Jermel will have to be the opponent. But yeah, I think it's time for him and Lara Lee to get it on. I just don't see Miguel Cotto. I don't think will step in the ring with Charlo at this point in his career. It's too much risk, not enough reward. And really, the junior middleweights has kind of been depleted since everyone, Mayweather left, Cotto left, Canelo has left. So the junior middleweights is really there for the taking. And the Jamal Charlo has to be the favorite right now in that division. But Lee, the only thing stopping me from saying he's number one is Esrilandi Lara.
Right. And hopefully they can get that all worked out. If you want an update, you can tell by how quiet the crowd is. Miguel has literally come back to slowly plot his way back into this round. Let's see what happens in the final 10.
Scary.
Marriaga is pressing him again at the end of the round, trying to steal another one. And he did. A couple of punches. 2-2 now. Unofficial score ringside. It's 2-2.
And now this question would be, how many rounds is this fight? Is this a 10 round or 12?
No, this is 12 rounds. Championship
12
fight.
round. All right, he's the
We're going for
WBO.
the WBO championship.
Right.
And I will say this. Kudos to Top Rank. The models they hired out here in California, not a flaw on them.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Very good, Lee.
You know how I feel about that, right? If you're going to have girls prance around half naked,
From where we're from, yes, sir.
why are you giving me girls with pockmarks in their ass? I appreciate when you've got chicks that don't have flaws up there. It's California. You got to be able to find some halfway decent models. And they did, by far. Okay, let's move to the main event. We were watching it here ringside. Showtime. Berto.
Oh, yeah.
Look. So, what did you think of Showtime Sean Porter? Give me your overall feelings. For those of you who don't know, or you're listening to this before you read it, Porter wins by an ugly stoppage. I'll give Berto credit for having heart to stay in that thing because he was beat the fuck up.
Right.
I mean, he was.
A few times it looked like he wanted out.
He was whispering. We were joking about the whispering.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Given that little eye contact, he was trying.
Especially towards the end of that fight. And for your update, Valdez has landed a couple of good punches. You can probably hear it in the background, but it's quiet again. Here's why. Miguel's working him down, working the jab, working off the jab, stepping in, plotting. I like this plotting. Just keep working in. Valdez is pot-shotting a bit, but they're both looking for their punches. There's your play-by-play. It's not bad. I would say it was adequate on my part.
Right.
But the minute you hear the crowd pop, you can kind of figure out what's occurred. They're jabbing back and forth. They're trying to find range on each other. All right. Showtime, Sean Porter. Big fight.
He showed us. He showed us how to fight an old man. I'm dead serious.
That's my
dead serious about
highlight
that.
on the fight.
He went after him, Lee. He didn't back up. Didn't accept the clinch. I really like how Malignaggi kept bringing that up because it was so true. Andre Berto, he used to be that guy. He's not that guy at 33, and that's what Sean Porter showed him. Just like when he knocked out Malignaggi. You go in there and you fight these guys. You make them fight for 12 rounds. And most of the time, when they're past their 30s and they've been in multiple wars, I don't think it has anything to do with the money. Malignaggi wanted to bring up that he was rich and he didn't need a fight like that. I don't think it had anything to do with it. It's about the wars. It's about how many times.
The discussion here at ringside was about Berto being a rich man, just trying to hold on to it. What I saw out of Berto that impressed me, that's a lot of heart. That was a lot of heart.
Yes. But he took a lot of punches. He took a beating. It was Porter that kept getting cut, yet it was Berto who was complaining.
Yeah.
I liked everything about Porter, but let me tell you, I don't like the matchup with him and Keith Thurman. I wasn't at home screaming as Porter thought all the fans at home are screaming for a rematch. I'm not, and I'll tell you why. He's a little too wild for a counterpuncher, a technical boxer. See, Berto is not a technical boxer, so Porter was able to use his aggression, use his style, and it worked for him.
Yeah, and it was extremely frustrating from what I watched. It was extremely frustrating for Brito throughout the fight. Like, he couldn't get the timing right. It just threw him off.
Every once in a while, Berto would counter, and it worked, especially the uppercut. But he didn't stay with it. He wasn't consistent. And especially in the middle rounds, Lee, he tried to fight fire with fire, and that was where his mistake was. He's too old to throw those type of combinations with a Sean Porter. And Sean Porter outworked him. He outworked him until the kid Berto couldn't throw anymore, and then he just beat him. But it was a great stoppage. I was telling my friends and my family, I have my family here. I said Max Kellerman was probably crying somewhere in his couch tonight the way the referee stopped that fight. That was like an HBO wet dream right there. It was a great stop. I'm not, it was a great stop by the ref.
But yes, I agree.
Yes, Max Kellerman would have been praising this man tonight if that was on HBO.
Okay, so we're starting the 6th round. It's 3-2 in favor of Oscar Valdez. Unofficial ringside scorecards. I don't know what the Colombians are saying at all. I have no clue.
So, Lee, I'm going to tell you. I don't want to see Thurman versus Porter 2.
I don't want to see Thurman versus Porter 2 either.
He's too technical. He's going to step back. He's going to counter. And it'll be the same as the first fight. They fought last year. Nothing has changed. You had a different opponent, a different style. Andre Berto is not Keith Thurman. I would really like to see Porter fight. I would like him to go after like a Timothy Bradley, even a Manny Pacquiao. Somebody that's going to stand there and throw with this guy. Yeah, Manny versus Porter, that's an awesome fight. Because
again, you've got that whole PBC can't fight with anybody routine.
Well,
you live in a fantasy land where fighters will cross the line.
It's sort of changing.
It's not sort of changing.
Lee, we've named numerous fights this year that our PBC guys have stepped out of their circle and are fighting other fighters. So I do think things are changing over there. We just seen Spike TV released the PBC this week. They're not renewing. They had 31 shows. They only did 17, and they asked them to go.